this week in the final match. See some of the signs there. What is that? Eternal? What was that?
Eternal Sports Bowling Network.
Oh, Eternal Sports Bowling Network.
Eternal Bowling, whatever it said. It's something like that, but it was ESPN, and that's what counts.
Okay. Eternal Sports Bowling Network. That's what it said.
That's what it said. Right.
Had to think about it. You know, I mean, the eyes aren't working, but the brain still is.
Well, it's been a long time for this young man, and watch how far he gets this one out on the lane, folks.
And not an easy spare to start with after 20 years of absence of 3-9 right away.
Yeah, this is a difficult spare, and the only good thing about it is Don likes to get the ball well down the lane on his spares and hook it sharply on the back, and this spare is conducive to being picked up that way. Don is a good spare shooter. I'm not sure he is comfortable right now with the position he's in. If he can get by the first 2 frames, I think he'll relax a little more, but his problem is going to be just trying to fill the first couple frames, and hopefully for his sake Larry-Laub won't just throw 8 or 9 in a row at him.
Well, perfect conversion. He says nothing to it. Larry-Laub.
Larry-Laub looks like a hungry dog with a piece of meat in front of him.
Champion at the bit.
He's ready. Oh my. I don't know how that ball ever had a prayer.
Oh, and it fell over. What a break.
Big break, but that ball was going left when it left his hand almost, Mike. We watched him finish the previous match in the 10th frame when he got up and used that count ball to line up, and he got the strike, or left the 10 pin, excuse me, but he made a good shot. This one seemed to have gotten away from him. He is really throwing the ball hard and getting it well out on the lane. We'll take a look at that shot again. Now watch how far out on the lane this ball goes before it touches down. I mean, that's a good 8-9 feet, and that's a lot of loft. I don't recommend to anybody that's watching this that you bowl this way. This is a unique situation these players are using, and if you bowl like this, the guy that owns the bowling center is probably going to run you out of there.
Well, leaves the 4-pin on lane 23. Comfortable on that lane. He's just not comfortable on 24 right now.
That's true, and you know, another way to look at this. Larry, you know, Larry is a Hall of Famer. As we mentioned, won 12 national tour titles, and he's won 12 regional titles. But he's only won once on the senior tour, and he wants to win it real bad. And this is the championship match, and everybody seems to have their collar get just a little bit tighter when they're bowling for the title.
And his goal is to become Senior Player of the Year, so he knows that to achieve a goal like that, you got to start winning events.
All right, Don Helling, his second try after 20 years. Last time he bowled on television, it was still black and white, I think.
Still knows how to strike, though.
He does. He's a fighter. He's a player. He can make the good shots when he really has to. Here's another look at the style of Don Helling, and this is a full roller, folks, and that means that he lifts it through the center of the ball, and we'll show you that release later. But here you can see he's over swinging a little bit, getting the ball a little higher in the backswing than he normally would, so that he can create that ball speed and that loft that he needs to get the ball down the lane on this hooking lane condition. You can see he stands well to the right, and he'll drift to the left with his feet as he walks toward his target. The ball right between the second and third arrow.
Oh, the messenger.
His wife.
What does she like that?
Oh, yeah. Addie Helling and his 2 daughters got here just maybe an hour before airtime, and they're thrilled. Here's another look at that last shot. There's the head pin, goes to the wall, comes all the way back across, and kicks out to 7. Meanwhile, Larry-Laub back in the pocket on lane 24.
And he figured it out on 24. He wants to keep Helling, though, within reach. He's asking for a re-rack. He's, what, allowed 2? Is that the rule?
2 in the game, yes.
For the double, gave it room.
Oh my! Had the 7-10 briefly. Had the 4-6-7 briefly on lane 24 a couple of shots ago. So they're not falling quite as easily this game as they did in the previous match for Larry-Laub, but a lot of frames left. Don Helling applying a little pressure early on here. It's going to be interesting to see how this one unfolds, because It's been a long time, as we mentioned several times, for Helling, and Larry-Laub has had trouble winning.
And at the bottom of your screen, you can see the scores of tonight's activity. We'll have the highlights during Sports Center. Helling wants to get a big lead. Keep striking before Laub gets to carry it.
I tell you what he doesn't want to do, and that's leave a 7-pin. He's had a lot of problems converting that spare, so. Hurry. Oh my.
Well, the two daughters are very happy about it. Donna and Diane.
Here's a look at that release we were talking about. The left-hander coming down at the bottom. Look where his hand is. It's on the side. Watch the thumb come up. See his thumb coming up right there? That's a full roller release. You lift up through the center of the ball, the thumb comes up. 3/4 release, you lift around the side of the ball slightly, and the thumb goes down a little bit. That's the difference between a spinning 3/4 roll and a full roll, which rolls between the thumb and the fingers. Don Helling, last of the full rollers. You haven't seen one of these for a long time in professional bowling.
Oh, but they always did trip the 4-pin. He tripped the 6. I'm just still thinking like a right-hander here.
Well, he's got it going right now. Larry-Laub feeling the pressure. He has to get it going himself, and lane 24 will be a key for him. Another look at that last shot by Don Helling. High on the head pin, with the ball going straight back. Tripped the 6 and the 10.
Laub has to hurry, and he did that in the 10th frame. Left the 2-pin. Larry, it's amazing. People just can't keep things going. Couture got it going for 2 games.
I think part of it is very possibly, it seems like the player comes over, throws his practice balls, which they get before the match starts, gets lined up, then goes out and shoots the big game. And then this next game, the lanes change a little bit. There is a transition. As the oil moves around a little bit, it makes the shot change, and the players don't seem to be adjusting to the change in the pattern out there. And with the high humidity here and the heat that is normal in Florida, the oil becomes